Welcome back to the Gemini channel and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid. Roles can be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know if you're new to my channel, I like to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes along with everything else. It allows you to see your situation from a different perception. So these readings are very empowering, they're very healing. So keep that in mind when listening. If you resonate with this video, please do give it a like. Also, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you need to do that anyway. You'd also have to write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. And it is the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Now, before I jump in, just want to tell everyone anything of any importance, including my other YouTube channel. So if you're connected to a Virgo or Scorpio or all zodiac, check out my Virgo or Scorpio or all channel YouTube pages. Also, my website and all other important links and important information, such as the word of the video. So you'll never have to rewind the video to find it if you forget. You'll need to write the word of the video in your comment bar if, again, you want to enter into winning free reading with me, along with, again, liking the video, subscribing to the channel. All right. I always like to put that out there. Also, if you or someone that you know is in need of shadow healing, I have an awesome shadow healing program for just $7.99 a month. You get inner child healing, shadow healing, and reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma. We meet twice a month. Twice a week, twice a month, since me, and you get a lot of PDF so that you can work at home. We go over different shadow healing exercises. We do oracle spreads that point out, again, the different karmic themes. We talk about the behaviorisms and really how to integrate the spiritual lesson and transmute the spiritual blocks, because that's what healing is. Healing is the whole act of transmutation, which allows you to see yourself different in the same situation that normally you perceive that you're blocked in. All right, now let's jump right on in and see what the word of the video is. From the word of the video, this again, word always tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. And that's important when dealing with people that have shadows, because people that have shadows wear masks. So they always like create illusions and want you to perceive that the illusion is their truth and it's not. Okay. Powerlessness. I'm gonna pull another one, but you can write just that word in your comment bar. Disrespect. So I feel like you're connected to someone that literally is allowing someone to disrespect them, where this person came into your life and they expected you to feel powerless with them because they know that you have a very strong connection with them. This person is really angry. I feel like they've shut parts of themselves off to love, and they don't feel comfortable in a relationship unless they're the one that's in full control. But the problem is that they're very selfish. They only think about themselves. And so I feel like this person disrespected you. And I feel like they kind of knew, but they didn't know to the extent. Meaning, I feel like this person definitely breadcrumbed you, didn't give you enough time, undervalued the connection, and purposely did it. But I don't think that they realized how far that they took it. I feel like they got caught up in the I'm going to win, I'm going to show you, you're going to cave to me. This person tends to have a my way or the highway attitude. So I feel like they feel powerless in the fact of They don't know whether you still have feelings for them. They don't know what to do. They don't really know how to recover from their situation. And I feel like you're like, well, I feel powerless because though I may still have feelings for you, I'm not going to go back to you after you disrespected me. I can't go back to you. The power is all in your hands. So I feel like you're in a Mexican standstill right now that no one's doing anything. And so let's see what actually happened. Let's see what actually happened. Let's see how this person triggered you. Again, like they didn't give you any time. Like I said, they breadcrumbed you. Everything else was more important. Everything else came first. I feel like because they were trying to give off the persona how important they were, how desired they were. And again, I feel like they don't really feel this way about themselves. So they weren't really coming from their truth. And when a person doesn't come from their truth, they again create illusions and facades. So I feel like this person got so caught up in creating the illusion and the facade that that they lost sight of the fact that they weren't giving you anything at all and that they were actually disrespecting you. And I feel like you're like, I don't want to say that you felt trapped, but when you have feelings for someone and they're not giving in, they're not compromising, there's really only one way to like fix the situation, and that's like to leave. And so this person didn't think that you were going to leave. They thought that they were going to trap you. They thought that they were trying to trap you. So they thought that you were someone that didn't know your worth. They thought that they were going to manipulate, like stronghold you, stonewall you, again, to make you feel forgotten about. So it's again, what we see here is almost like you're going to do what I want you to do, and you're going to be happy with what I give you. And almost like this attitude, um, like very harsh. When meanwhile, I don't really think that this is that person. I feel like, again, they overcompensated. And that's really what you felt. You felt like this person's dishonest with me. They're very dishonest. It's like, I don't really know who I'm dealing with because I feel one thing and I see one thing, how you give to every single other person, how you don't have a problem. But with me, you give me nothing. And you go out of your way to ignore me. You go out of your way to make me feel as if I'm not important in your life, and you knew that that wasn't true. So I feel like you called this person's bluff. That's really what I feel like. I feel like you're dishonest. It's like you pretend that your life is so busy, but your life really isn't busy. Like I feel like you saw right through this person. You felt like you're doing all this to make yourself seem important, but you're really an insecure person. Yeah, and then like when you would try and talk to this person, I feel like this person would deliberately argue with you, like again, make it like you were being so controlling, like it was you, but really they were arguing with you. I feel like this person got very, very triggered by you. And I feel like they got very triggered by you because they have strong feelings and they were trying to, like, again, control the relationship. And what they saw is that they couldn't. And so it would deliberately like trigger this person. And so the more triggered they got, the more they again would pretend to be someone else, again, act like they didn't care. And the more that they ignored you. And then again, making it like it was your imagination, like trying to gaslight you. And I feel like you just had enough. You're like, I don't like, you're not giving me anything, but you're holding on to me. You're holding on to me and you're not giving me anything. And it just, like I said, I felt like you were going around and around and around in circles, like the same situation would happen, where again, this person uh, wanted to stay connected to you, but they didn't want to give you anything. Very odd, very odd. So let's see how they're feeling now. Again, obstacles. They feel like the only real obstacle is, I feel like that is what they did, how they treated you, not really knowing how to come back. Um, because of their toxicity. That's what I'm feeling. That's the only obstacle that they have. And that because they're not gonna they doubt very highly that you're gonna be like that is water underneath the bridge, that you're going to want to talk about it. Where I feel like this person would want to come back into your life and not bring up anything from the past and pretend that if you brought up anything from the past, that again, that you were making something that you were being argumentative, that you were again just creating problems. And this is what annoys this person, because they want to be able to do what they do and they don't want to be called out on it. And then when you call them out on it, they gaslight and they make it like it's your problem. When meanwhile, there wouldn't be a problem if they gave you the time. You are the first person to make me feel this way. So this person feels very like crazy. And they feel crazy because they have feelings, but you also trigger them. And you trigger them because you can't control them. And I feel like because you see right through them. And that makes them feel very insecure. I wish you were here with me. So this is where they are right now. I feel like I can be my true self around you, where like you're not judgmental, destined connection. So down deep inside, this is what they feel. But now the thing is, it's like they know that they need to like kind of win you over, because they know that you think that they like betrayed you, like that they used you, that you didn't care, but they really do have feelings. But the issue is that they know that you're not going to be like, oh, that's water underneath the bridge, that you're going to want to talk about what they did. You're going to want to address what they did. And their biggest fear with that would be what? Um, that they're going to do it again. It's again that you don't really, that, that, like I said, that also like if they came clean, that you're going to reject them and that they would do it again. So like that you wouldn't really believe them. So that's the thing, like that you won't forgive them, that you won't take them back. So they're really afraid. And I feel like this person needs to feels like they also being with you, they're always going to have to be on their toes, because there's a sense of who you are. Like it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with that they're not on a high enough vibration for you. And almost like because they might do it again, they may do it again. Like you'll always be on your toes, or like again, you're going to keep them on their toes, which makes them have to do more work, right? It's again that they're going to have to be mindful, and they're used to being in relationships that they don't really have to be mindful. So this is really what like holds them back, is that what I see is that their pride, that first of all, they have to ask for forgiveness, and they'd have to do things differently, and they'd actually have to put in effort, because you're going to be on top of it. And leave behind a lot of their the old ways of being. And I feel like, it's not going to be a relationship that you're not going to have any like boundaries. I feel like this person's not used to having boundaries. Now, also, like, I feel like if this person lives far from you, it's also the consideration that that they're gonna have to travel. Um, but they're ready to rise up. They're ready to, they're finally listening to their internal guidance system. It's like, and that's really what it is. It's like they actually want to do this. So, but it's like, all these things are what has made this person, made them like avoid you. Again, also worried about like the sharp, like that you're gonna say something that you're not gonna, they're very like nervous that you're gonna give them what they gave you. Is why I feel this person like holds back. It's a lot, their pride, their ego. However, what I do see is that they're actually thinking about it. So let's see what is making them come back to you again, because what we see is that they acted like a jerk. They didn't give anything. They overcompensated in trying to act like they didn't care, hoping that you would give more. Very low vibe energy. Um, and now all of a sudden it's like they have feelings, obviously, because they, wouldn't even be thinking like, oh, you're not even gonna like let it go. You're gonna want to rehash it. And I don't really know how I can come back from like my toxic behavior. But what again makes them like have this realization? I know my heart would be together one day. And that helps me trust. Let's keep working on us. It's almost like this person like feels like you make them into a better person because they do. Uh, there are messages being exchanged through music and movies. So again, it's a connection that's a very spiritual connection that I think that this person can't really explain it, to be honest with you. Um, they're not used to this type of connection. They usually don't come back and like fix their toxic behavior. Um, I feel like they're gonna put the effort in later. I know that, but it's again not saying I can't validate our love in the 3D until I understand our spiritual love in 5D. Give me time to explore this aspect so I can be a strong spiritual partner for you. But I feel like there is a very strong spiritual connection, but this person doesn't know, like they don't understand it. They're like, I feel you all the time. Yes, you feel like home. Yes, I have unconditional love for you, but I don't understand this connection. What's the point of it? I feel like I don't have any control. Like, again, I feel like you stir up a lot of emotions for this person. I feel like that in the beginning of this, you triggered this person all over the place because they're used to people being subservient to them. You were not subservient. You walked away from this person. This person, again, now all of a sudden, like, is realizing that they still have feelings for you, and that I feel like, again, you're gone. You're out of my life. You walked away. I should be happy. And they're not, what they see is that they're not happy. They're still thinking about you. And I feel like they are kind of like asking for signs, maybe not consciously, but almost like asking themselves, what's the point? Why be with someone that triggers you? You should be happy. Why am I still thinking about this person? It's again, this person makes me into a better person. I'm working on myself, though I've never had a connection like this before. And like I said, like where they're used to being in control. They want to be in control. Being in a connection like this, they don't really have control. This actually a connection that teaches you how to surrender. So it's again, they're not a spiritual person, but they can't deny the connection. So it's almost like they're very logical, they're very analytical, they're almost like, I don't really know whether we would be a good fit. It's like, not unless I became like more spiritual. That might mean they're healing some of their stuff. I feel like, again, this person needed a lot of attention, played a lot of games, never really cared how they treated other people. I mean, they were treating you that way, you know that they were treating other people that way. Um, they just happen to have a connection with you. This person as shocked as you are, like, because they don't come back and apologize. People don't really affect them. I feel your energy around me, and I wonder, are you thinking of me too? Like, again, they feel you, the spiritual energy. They can't stop thinking about you. Um, our destiny is calling, preparation are underway to take the next step. They almost feel like, again, that they're going to be with you later on down the line, almost like they're healing themselves. They believe that. They believe that my heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. So where I feel like, again, this person closed off their heart a long time ago. So it's almost, instead of them welcoming this connection, it more or less triggered this connection. And it triggered them to give you a lot less. And again, overcompensating to make you feel as if you weren't worthy, in hopes that you would give them more. This person normally deals with people that are lower hanging fruit, that don't know the difference. You knew the difference. And then when you called them out on it, it embarrassed them, and they again tried to gaslight, and that didn't work. You walked away. So I feel like the issue is, for this person, is almost like, I still have a connection to you. And it's like, even though I've talked myself out of this connection, even though I've walked away from this connection, I still feel you around me. I still have a connection to you. And now I'm like almost curious to explore it, is what I really feel like that this person is like. I want to explore it. So, I feel like there's no real explanation of why they're coming back, except for that it's a very spiritual connection, and things are happening on a spiritual level for this person, where they're becoming a better person due to the fact that you're a good person. So let's see, again, with this relationship. I'm curious, like, they're guiding their way back to you, but let's see. I want to see if I'm telling us that, again, it's time for action. Things are going to start to unfold really soon and move really quickly. It's almost like this person hasn't done anything for a really long time. And I think because they put obstacles in their own way, and again, knowing that their toxic behavior was so bad that they just didn't really know how they could recover. And then what happened is that even though they did what they did, their conscience was bothering them. Because they still have feelings for you. And if anything, they thought that they'd be able to walk away from the feelings, be able to control the feelings, like kill the feelings. And what they see is, I can't, and it's almost stupid that why am I torturing myself? Now I'm curious. Now I am curious. And because this relationship is all about, again, uh, healing, there's a lot of passion here. It's opening up the heart chakra again, and that's because for this person, there definitely is, because they're surrendering their ego. They're moving from their head, that logical, analytical, strategizing, to which, again, that's a reptilian mind. When they were living in survival, like, again, you triggered them, and they're actually moving into the heart chakra. And there is again a sense that they want a strong relationship, that the heart chakra is opening up. And it's mainly because they realize that this relationship is something. It's like, even though they destroyed the connection, because they look like they acted like a real asshole, and they admit it. They're like, toxic. I purposely tried to ignore you, didn't give you anything, deliberately went out of my way to make you feel that way. Because when you're hanging out with lower hanging fruit, people, they don't really notice that, know that they're being treated bad because they don't treat themselves well. So I feel like it's the way that you detach from this person, which was very like classy too. It's like you didn't sit there and, lower hanging fruit will create drama and then wind up in the bedroom, fight and point out what this person's doing. You didn't do that. It's like you tried to talk to this person once. They deliberately created an argument. You said, I know who this person is. I see exactly right through who you are. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? What does spirit want you to know? Because again, what we see is they pulled a lot of shit in the beginning, and they feel like it's a strong connection. That's what they see. However, um, you may take this person back, you may not take this person back. We'll actually see. See, how do you feel about this person? Either way, we need to see why you attracted this person, because you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life, and you want to know if it's energy that you didn't like, what were you supposed to learn? Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, brings us people, situations, experiences that are going to help grow us. What was the point? I mean, this person made you feel like you weren't worthy. Like, why would the universe bring something like that into your life? A person like that. So first, let's see how you feel about this person, because they are making their way back to you. I want to feel that way again. So again, there was a lot of strong chemistry. Um, I left you when I saw you with someone again. I feel like this person talked to other people, and that's what it is. You felt like you're not giving me anything. And if you're breadcrumbing me, you're talking to other people, and which you're disrespecting me. You're disrespecting me. And in the fact that you're disrespecting me, I'm not gonna give you, I'm not gonna sit here and stay. You have to like you if you want this, you have to come back into my life. And this person, like, I wish I could share my good news with you. So it's again how you feel is again, you had feelings, you still have feelings for this person. It's just you left because you're like, you're not giving to me. So you were actually talking to other people. And however, I still wish that you could be in my life. I miss you. Like, and I feel like because when things are happening in your life, you just miss the friendship is what, again, that I'm really feeling. Even though this person didn't give you what you were deserving of, there was still, again, that. Now let's see, why did you attract this person into your life? Because again, you're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. Outdoors in nature, I always associate that with being connected to spirit, because the universe is spirit, right? The universe is God. The universe, with everything that's sacred geometry that's in the universe, is God's language. So it's, again, I feel like you have a good connection to source, and that you are actually someone that's very grounded. So I feel like you didn't ruminate on this. Once you saw this person's true colors, you were like, this shit's yours. It's not mine. It's like, and you were able to detach. And I feel like, um, though there was a strong connection, you were very disciplined in the fact that you were like, I am not going to call you. I am not going to reach out to you. I'm going to stand my ground. But I also feel like you became very disciplined in your practice, whatever that was, whether that's, doing your own healing work, whether that was disciplined in doing work, like to advancing your career, whether that was to developed some sort of skill. You became very disciplined, which again allowed you to be grounded. Again, when we're grounded, we're also more connected to source because spirit works through gut, intuition, inner knowing. And that's again our internal workings. And when we are disciplined in what we're doing, we begin to co-create. And co-create is when the divine flows through us. That's when our supernatural power actually comes out, because when you do something over and over and over, mastery comes in doing. So every master starts off as a disaster. So I feel like you put your time and energy into yourself. I feel like even though like your inner child wounds, really that's what we associate shadows with, right? But really a lot of times are gifts. So I feel like you always had a good connection to source. You always had to become grounded. You always were grounded in the fact of being able to create yourself, having a good connection to source just means intuition, right? And that's when you are putting your energy towards something. Again, you getting the divine guidance. You wind up in the flow when you love what you're doing and you're doing it over and over and over and over and over and over. Again, it becomes second nature. It becomes almost like automatic. It almost seems really easy. Like think of an Olympic gymnastic person that they what they do. It looks so easy. It's not easy. It's practice. It's years and years and years and years of practice, hours and hours and hours of practice. So it becomes like second nature. And I feel like whatever you did during this time that person didn't give you, you again became grounded, more disciplined within your craft. Um, because you always had a good connection to source. However, I feel like you weren't always as disciplined in the whole creating yourself. I feel like you have a job that requires you to practice, to do research, to really know. And also, I feel like you want to be able to advance within your career. Or some of you actually even want to change careers. So, again, putting that time and energy into yourself. Because I feel like when you were brought up in an environment that, I would say made you feel not good about yourself because we pulled belittled, right? But belittled could just mean that I feel like a lot of you were brought up by your parents that no matter what you did, it wasn't good enough. So there was a sense of, like, I don't feel good about myself, especially again, if we're being kind of bullied at home or made to feel as if, we're not good enough and what we do isn't good enough. And understand that type of trauma would make us not really invest as much in ourselves. We would tend to like want to connect to people to make us feel emotionally fulfilled, especially when we have never gotten that love and that security. You say, well, I want to treat people the way I want to be treated. And you would go into that connection giving way too much. The reason why is because you didn't put the time and energy into disciplining yourself to create your own, right? To develop your own. It wasn't a passion. See, when you're dealing with any type of soulmate, it's a karmic mate because any type of soul relationship teaches. So dealing with a person that like that means that is going to require you to have strong boundaries with this person, especially because they were used to not giving. They're used to that. So now with having this person come back into your life, it's like, you know, you would recognize if they didn't make you feel good, first of all, because you feel good about yourself now because you invested in yourself. You created yourself. That's number one. Number two, they wouldn't do that because they had to come back and humble themselves. And that was not easy for this person. Number three is that you wouldn't be codependent with this person because, again, you've created yourself and you feel good about yourself. So I feel like I'm going to pull one more, innocence. So I feel like when you were a child, like kind of like your innocence was robbed of you because children shouldn't be made to feel as if they're bad or what they do is wrong or be belittled. That means kind of like you were bullied. And when you're around that, especially if parents were the ones that were doing it or some sort of authority figure was doing it, well, then you're not able to be a child, right? And if you're not able to feel like you're a child, then you don't really feel safe. And so if you don't really feel safe, a lot of times this is why you have a better connection to source. So even though there's a wound there, you still have a gift. The problem is, again, if you have a good connection to source as a child, you're in your imagination, you're in that realm, you're not present and you're not going to be as disciplined. So once you became disciplined within yourself to create more stability within your life, well, that cut your energy off from this person, and that allowed this person to really think about you because you removed yourself and they were able to compare you to the other people and they were able to see, go through their process. And their process was, I don't want to be with you. And then it was, well, I actually am still thinking about you. And now I actually have to overcome these obstacles that I actually put in in the way of being with you. And that means they actually had to work to get back into your life. And that means that again, they're opening up their heart chakra because in order to give every time through those obstacles, so they're actually will be a changed person. You need to allow them to do it because again, what you're healing is really um this energy of, again, belittled is almost like you're not worth it, like, and that's how this person made you feel, like you're like, well, like a little nothing, like you weren't worth the time. So in them, like I said, coming back and giving you, it not only proves to you that you can trust this person, but it also like makes this person open up their heart. Because whenever you give, that's what happens. And Spirit says, leaves this reading off with a message for you, which says, be true to yourself. And this is what it says. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. So I feel like, again, you're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. This person wears a mask. Again, the person that's, again, didn't give you, wanted to make you feel ignored, wanted to make you perceive illusions about them where they weren't true. However, I believe that the key for you is to continue to be true to yourself. And that is what is guiding you. So this person is really, the message is for both of you. You to continue to be true, but I feel like you've been true. That's why this person's coming back. Now, if you weren't true and you gave this person what they wanted, they wouldn't stay. They would dispose of. But because you actually went away and this person actually has to fight their way to come back into your life and work their way, that is, and understand they have to do that in order to, like, they need to invest. This person's not used to investing. They're used to getting what they want really easy. And then, but the thing is that those type of people that they get are not people of quality. So that's why they don't have good relationships. So if they're true to themselves and you're true with yourself, you're going to have a great relationship. Because again, this person's going to work their way to come back into your life. So I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.